Hold. Just like my puppy.
Asher, what are you doing over there?
Oh!
I'm Owen Cass. I play quarterback and linebacker. And this year I'm just hoping to, lead a good offensive group, score a lot of touchdowns, take care of the ball, and hopefully win a few games. Defensively, just trying to hold teams to minimum points and overall just score more points than the other team.
You had a breakout season last year. Are you hoping that carries over this year?
Yeah, that's the hope. Hope we can, build off of what we had last year. A little bit of a disappointing season, but build off of everything we did last year.
Touchdown, Scoopers!
Not just been your summer. You getting ready for football season?
Yep, a lot of lifting. Played baseball this summer, so kept the arm loose.
I'm Kale Jolly. I'm a senior. We're looking for this season. We're looking good on defense. We have a lot of size, and I think it'll be good.
Talk about the positions you play.
I'm a free safety and wide receiver. I was injured last season, so this will be my first year starting varsity on offense and defense, but I'm really excited. I hope it goes well.
I'm Jake Vleam. I'm a senior. I play tight end and outside linebacker. Expectations for the season. I think we're going to be better than we were last year. We have a lot of returning guys, and it feels more solid early on. Like our practices feel better than they did last year early on.
I'm Gavin Lionberg. I'm a senior, play wide receiver, and this season's going to go pretty good, I think. One advantage we have is we're pretty deep. We got people on the bench that can just step in. They can be starters right away. So even if we have to throw a guy in, he's going to do his job, and we're going to do really good. So
Thanks,
really
Gavin.
excited.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
My name is Reese Jacobs, and I am a tight end and middle linebacker for the Sturgis Scoopers. I'll be a senior this year, and I can't wait for the season. I mean, we're looking a lot better than we did last year. I mean, it seems like we got a lot better of a senior crew, I believe, and I think if we come out fighting every game, we're going to come out on top on most of them. So I'm excited for it. Thank you.
My name is Austin Adio. I play center and middle linebacker. My expectations for the season are we are going to play so much better than last year. Oh my gosh, it is going to be a great season this year. Our offensive line is really young this year, but that's only hope for the future and this year. I'm really excited to be playing with the Scoopers again, and let's go. Go Scoops!
I'm Ward Anderson, offensive coordinator of the Sturgis Scoopers, so I coach the offense and quarterbacks. Looking at this season, I think we have a pretty good senior class. Obviously, we have Owen Cass coming back as a senior quarterback, senior leader, which I'm looking for him to have a big year. Made a position change with Reese Jacobs, moving from the O-line to tight end, so that should be a good fit for us. He's just a great kid, a great leader, a great football player. And I know some people might look at our running back position and say that we lost to Connor Burnt last year, but I think Gunnar Roloff is going to do a good job filling in for him. And then we're pretty deep at our skill positions, so I'm not too worried about our receivers and skill positions. Got to stay healthy on the O-line. We have a solid starting five right now, but got to stay healthy for sure. So we don't have a ton of depth, but other than that, yeah, I'm looking forward to the season. Our guys have been grinding. Obviously, we went a week before the rally, and everybody else started the week after that, and we had to take 2 weeks off. So it kind of puts us in a pickle, but I feel like our guys picked up where we left off before the rally, and we're rolling. We got a week now left until our first game. We obviously play on a Saturday, so we get a kind of an extra day to prepare, but both teams do. So I'm looking forward to it and just looking forward to competing and having a good season.
My name's Dusty Hess. I coach the wide receivers here and also help with our Character Matters program. And looking forward to the season. Got a good group of seniors. Kids have been working hard, and hopefully we'll get the fans excited on Friday nights and play some good football.
I'm Coach Pat Cass. I coach running backs, and I'm the head C-team coach this year. And I look forward to the season. We've got a good group of guys, and I think they're capable of a lot of good things this year.
Hey, I'm Tyler Lewis. I am the linebacker coach here at Sturgis Brown. We got a hardworking group this year. We're super excited for the season and just ready to get to work. we got 4 returning starters last year. We got Byron Holt returning from last year, started a couple games for us at outside linebacker. Both of our inside backers, Reese Jacobs and Gunnar Roloff, they're returning for us. And Jake Vleam at our rush backer is returning for us. And yeah, just super excited for the season.
Yeah, I'm Coach Tom Donnie. I coach here at Sturgis High, and really enjoy working with the defensive line. I've been doing that for a lot of years, and we've got some really good young athletes here and some experience on the line. I think we're going to be very competitive up front. We're going to need a lot of help from our backup guys because they're one play away from getting in there, and we don't have the depth we'd like, so we get those extra players in that will be coming in and spilling our guys, and because we got some guys going both ways, so it'll take a little bit more effort on our part as a staff to keep fresh bodies in there. But the good thing is we got kids that want to play. We got kids that really want to learn, and you don't always have that. So it's fortunate to be here at Sturgis High with a great group of young men and help them hopefully get better, both at football and at being young men in life. So that's what I enjoy about it. It helps teach young men how to be men once they get to be adults like we are sometimes.
Coach Kletzky, let's first of all, what year are you in coaching the Sturgis Scoopers?
This is my 7th year.
Talk about who your assistants are this year.
Well, we got our OC coming back. That's Ward Anderson. Our special teams coordinator, Josh Kirshner, is back with us. Those guys do a great job. We have a new O-line coach this year. It's Shane Whitby. He's an ex-Scooper, so we're super excited to have him. He's been working hard with our offensive linemen. We have Coach Donnie, who owns the car museum in town. You guys know him. He runs our D-line. He's got a lot of experience through the years, so that's great to have him. Coach Buss coaches our outside linebackers, and Coach Lewis is also another linebacker coach from Chatham State. Those guys do a great job as well. Coach Burnham is our helps out with the DBs. He's one of our assistants, one of our ex-players. So he does a really good job too. So,
talk about the goals this year. The Scoopers, they ended up with the season record last year that wasn't reflective of the team that we had. Talk about your goals for this year.
Well, you know, the first thing we talk about when we have our camp out, you know, we talk to the team about what our goals want to be, and a lot of times it comes up. Everybody wants to win the state championship. We know that. Conference is the next thing. We know that. So, you know, one of the things us coaches have emphasized this last week is just getting 1% better in 5 different areas. We talk about the weight room, talk about on-field effort, we talk about classroom effort and attitude with the teachers and their academics, talk about eating right and sleeping right. And if we can focus on those things, we're not getting 1% better, we're getting 5% better as a person, as an athlete each day.
Talk a little bit about your morning leadership sessions and the 7-on-7s you had where you bring the kids in and visit with them. We're talking about not making them just better athlete, but a better overall person.
Well, the Lead 'em Up is a new curriculum. It's been a gap in our program for a while. We do the Character Matters. We've been doing that for several years, but we wanted some type of leadership training. It really hit home for me when we went to a coaches clinic this last winter, and the coaches were talking about, you know, we teach them X's and O's, we teach them how to block, we teach them how to tackle, but do we teach them how to be leaders? And that really hit home with me. And so we've been using that curriculum for a couple of months now since the spring with our seniors, and our green team is what we call them. And it's really kind of trickled down to the younger players, and I really like it because it's a quick catchphrase. Are you being green or are you being red? You know, green's money. That's what we want, the kids that are positive, that are out there. You know, sometimes the negative attitudes and those type of things, we want to try to eliminate those and get those guys into the green.
Yep. Let's talk a little bit about areas that challenged us last season. One of the big ones that I noticed on the stat sheet was 25 turnovers, and our opponents had 14, and that was a difference in a lot of our games. What's the plan to turn that around?
Well, the first thing is to limit those turnovers on offense, and that's a great stat because that's 100% true. That definitely hurt us in several games. And on defense, we're not getting enough. And like I told the guys, we need to emphasize it in practice. If it's not happening in practice relentlessly, it's not going to happen in a game. And so we try to give little incentives, things like that, but we still got to do a better job. Like us coaches, I'm already seeing it where we're not getting the strip attempts. We're not getting the tip balls. You know, you guys saw down here, we got an interception in the red zone there. That's what we need. That's what we need to emphasize for those guys because we got to turn that around.
Talk a little bit about Connor Burnt. He led in rushing, 107 carries, come close to breaking 2 school records last year, 10 touchdowns. Who's going to fill the shoes of Connor Burnt?
Well, Gunnar Roloff's going to get a good amount of the carries. I would say probably 2/3, and then the other third will be Byron Holt and Owen Udiker, kind of split those carries there. And don't forget that our quarterback can run. That's one thing that Owen showed this past week and then the week before the rally when we practiced. Like, he can get out of the pocket, he can scramble. We obviously used him in the run game several times last year too. So.
Yep. Talk about Reese Jacobs. He's a junior last year. He had 90 tackles, led the team. Gunner had 61. What's our expectations from Reese this year?
Well, Reese is as good as they get. His heart, his effort, his competitiveness, his leadership. He's the heartbeat of our team, and he does everything he asks as an athlete. And from a character standpoint, I mean, he would bend over backwards for anybody on this team. And that's great to have a pillar like that and a kid like that we can use in our curriculum and our lead them up and say, you know, Reese, you got to kind of take the reins on this. And really what we want to get to is so our older players are the ones that are controlling the environment and that we want in our program.
Owen Cass, he threw for 1,329 yards, 49.78% completion, 9 touchdowns. Talk a little bit about Owen. He had 20 punts. Is he going to be our punter, and what's your expectations there?
Well, Owen, the guys around him are all back except for Connor. That's the thing that is exciting is all those skill guys, all those receivers, you know, moving Reese to our H-back Y is going to be a big help to him as well. And in the pass game as an extra pass protector, him running out in routes and him in the run game leading it, that's going to be a big key to it. Owen's taking some strides here. He's taking some leadership. He looks like he's in a lot better shape to me this year too as well. He looks in great shape, and I can see it on the field too.
Talk a little bit about the Scoopers lost 17 seniors, with the majority of them starting. That's a huge loss. Comment on your last year's seniors.
Some of those guys you can't replace. You have that every single year. You just can't replace a Connor Burnt and some of those guys that really contributed. So that's going to be difficult, but I think we got some guys that can step up. You know, we do have what's a little bit misleading is that those guys did – quite a few of them did start, but we have a lot of sophomores that started and juniors that started coming back. Our defense has got 7 guys that played almost every snap last year.
Yep.
And we just lost our 2 safeties. So we got 2 new safeties are working in, Cale Jolly and Gavin Sundstrom. And besides that, though, a lot of guys coming back. So the learning process of our defense, our offense, everything's just been quicker.
Yep. The Scoopers shared the Black Hills Conference last year with Spearfish and St. Thomas More. If you had to pick, besides us, who might give us a run?
STM, and then Spearfish close second for sure. We know what STM brings, the type of culture that they have, type of players they have, how they're coached. I mean, you really got to earn it when you play those guys. And then Spearfish is obviously a team that made huge strides last year, and they got some freakish athletes over there that we just don't have, and a lot of teams don't. And so those guys are scary, and those are the 2 teams definitely that you got to prepare for and be ready.
Talk a bit about the Scoopers. We open against Central on August 29th at, I believe it's the Rushmore Bowl at O'Hara Field. Talk about what you know about Central.
Well, it's going to be a physical game. It's going to be a game that we're probably a little undersized when it comes to them, but it's going to be a great opportunity for us. And Central had a great running game last year. Their quarterback's back. He's got a year of starting underneath his belt, so that's going to be a huge challenge. They're very athletic. They got a lot of speed. We saw that in 7-on-7. So we got to be prepared, and we got to make sure we're getting better every day. And then when it comes game day, you know, we focus on getting ourselves ready for that game.
Keep coming. Let's go, Zach! Good. Let's go.
Go hit him! Look at this. Get the right flag. Look at ingenuity out here. For a reason, guys. Okay, let's stop.